Have you ever wondered what the spleen does in your body? This intriguing organ, tucked away in your abdomen, is a key player in our overall health. But what exactly does it do? And why is it so critical to our lymphatic system? What happens when disorders strike this vital part of our body? These questions might not be your everyday ponderings, but they're certainly worth exploring. So get ready to dive into the fascinating world of the spleen and the lymphatic system. Stay tuned to find out more about the spleen and the lymphatic system. The spleen, located in the left upper abdomen, plays a crucial role in your body. This soft, spongy organ, roughly the size of a fist, is nestled between the 9th and 11th ribs, just below your diaphragm and behind your stomach. It's the largest organ in the lymphatic system, an intricate network of vessels and nodes that help protect the body against infections. The spleen is a fascinating organ, unique in its structure and function. It's encapsulated by a dense, fibrous tissue called the capsule, which extends into the spleen, forming a supportive framework known as trabeculae. These trabeculae divide the spleen into many tiny compartments, giving it a honeycomb-like appearance. Inside these compartments, you'll find the spleen's two main substances, the red pulp and the white pulp. The red pulp, making up about 2/3 of the spleen, is filled with blood and responsible for filtering out old and damaged red blood cells. This is where the spleen gets its name, from the Greek word splen, meaning the organ that is full of blood. The white pulp, on the other hand, is where the immune functions of the spleen take place. It contains lymphocytes, a type of white blood cell that are ready to spring into action when foreign substances or pathogens enter the bloodstream. The white pulp is arranged around central arteries, forming structures called periarteriolar lymphoid sheaths, or PALs for short. These PALs are the spleen's first line of defense, producing antibodies to help fight off infections. Interestingly, the spleen is also a reservoir for platelets, which are vital for blood clotting. In times of need, such as after a major injury, the spleen can release these stored platelets into the bloodstream, helping to prevent excessive bleeding. Now that we know where the spleen is and what it looks like, let's delve into its functions. The spleen is not just an organ sitting in your abdomen, it has some significant tasks. This unsung hero of our body is a critical part of our immune system and blood health. Let's delve into the depths of its functions. The spleen acts as a filter for our blood. It's like a vigilant sentinel, always on duty, constantly screening the blood for foreign invaders. The red pulp, a dense network of blood vessels and sinuses, plays a key role in this process. As blood rushes through the spleen, the red pulp checks each and every cell, ensuring they're up to the task. Old, damaged or misshapen red blood cells are flagged and destroyed, thereby maintaining the overall health of our blood. The spleen isn't just a one-trick pony though. It's also a vital player in our immune response. The white pulp, a collection of lymphoid tissue, is where the spleen really flexes its immune muscles. Here it produces white blood cells, specifically lymphocytes, the body's first line of defense against infections. These cells are like the body's soldiers, ready to fight off any bacteria, viruses, or other pathogens that manage to sneak past our initial defenses. And that's not all. The spleen also acts as a storage unit. It keeps a reserve of platelets and white blood cells on hand for when they're needed. Picture it like a little storage locker filled with essential supplies, ready to spring into action at a moment's notice. In addition, the spleen also plays a role in fetal development. Before birth, it helps in the production of red blood cells. And while this function ceases after birth, the spleen's other roles continue to support our health throughout our lives. Understanding the spleen's functions helps us appreciate its importance in our body. But what happens when things go wrong? Stick around as we explore the disorders of the lymphatic system in our next segment, so stay tuned. The lymphatic system, including the spleen, can suffer from various disorders. Let's delve into some of the common ones, such as lymphoma, lymphedema, and spleen injuries. Lymphoma is not a single disease, but a group of blood cancers that originate in the lymphatic system. Two primary types are Hodgkin's lymphoma and non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Symptoms can include swollen lymph nodes, fatigue, and unexplained weight loss. While the exact cause of lymphoma is unknown, Certain risk factors, such as age, weakened immune system, or certain viral infections, can increase the likelihood of developing this disease. Treatments often involve chemotherapy, radiation therapy, or in some cases, stem cell transplant. Next, we have lymphedema, a chronic condition characterized by the swelling of limbs due to a blockage in the lymphatic system that prevents lymph fluid from draining well. This can be caused by the removal or damage to the lymph nodes during cancer treatment, or it can be hereditary. Symptoms include swelling in the arms or legs, a feeling of heaviness or tightness, and recurring infections. While lymphedema can't be cured, it can be managed with early diagnosis and diligent care of the affected limb. Lastly, let's talk about spleen injuries. The spleen is a soft, spongy organ, and when it's injured, it can rupture, causing internal bleeding. Spleen injuries often occur due to blunt force trauma, like in a car accident or during contact sports. Symptoms can include pain in the upper left abdomen or shoulder, lightheadedness, and confusion. Treatment can range from observation to surgery, depending on the severity of the injury. While these disorders can be severe, understanding them can lead to better prevention and treatment. Recognizing symptoms early, seeking prompt medical attention, and following prescribed treatments can significantly improve outcomes. Remember, knowledge is power. The more we understand about the lymphatic system and its disorders, the better equipped we are to maintain our health and well-being. The spleen and the lymphatic system are more critical than you might have initially thought. Let's take a moment to recap what we've learned. The spleen, a soft purplish organ, lies protected by the rib cage on the left side of your abdomen. It's about the size of a fist, but don't let its small size fool you. It's a diligent worker, performing a multitude of functions that are vital to your well-being. The spleen's primary role is to filter blood, removing old and damaged red blood cells, and recycling iron. It also acts as a storage unit, holding a reserve of blood that can be released in times of need. But that's not all. The spleen is a veritable fortress for your immune system. It produces white blood cells, which are the body's soldiers, ready to fight off any invading bacteria or viruses. Now let's turn our attention back to the lymphatic system. This complex network of tissues and organs is the body's drainage system, removing toxins and waste from the body. But when this system becomes compromised, disorders such as lymphedema or lymphoma can occur. Lymphedema is characterized by the swelling of an arm or leg due to a blockage in the lymphatic system, while lymphoma is a type of cancer that originates in the lymphatic system's cells. Despite their importance, the spleen and the lymphatic system are often overlooked in discussions about health and wellness. But as we've seen today, neglecting these organs can have serious consequences. By understanding their functions and the disorders that can affect them, we can better appreciate the intricate workings of our bodies and take steps to maintain our health. Remember, every organ in your body, no matter how small or overlooked, plays a crucial role in your overall health. So, let's give a round of applause to the spleen and the lymphatic system, the unsung heroes of our bodies, tirelessly working behind the scenes to keep us hale and hearty. Our journey into the spleen and the lymphatic system ends here, but the learning doesn't have to stop. The human body is a marvel, a complex network of systems working in harmony. The spleen, the lymphatic system, they're just two components of this extraordinary machine. So keep on exploring, keep on learning. There's always more to discover, more to understand. So, until our next deep dive into the wonders of anatomy and physiology, remember, knowledge is power. Subscribe for more insightful videos about the human body and its fascinating functions.